Welcome to the 660 AM Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. I'm John David Wells, and he is Mark Davis.
And it is my joy to present Joe Tedradine, who's going to award a wonderful plaque to a gentleman we're going to be talking to a lot in detail, Jimmy Strait, Seagoville's own Jimmy Strait. Joe, do the honors.
Thank you. Well, we're excited to be here in Patriot Mobile. It's very an honor to be able to recognize our veterans and the service that they render to our country. And so on behalf of Patriot Mobile and 660 AM, we want to present you with this plaque, Jimmy, and thank you for your service.
Thank you very much, sir.
It's our great joy. 660 AM The Answer and Patriot Mobile making sure that we pay proper credit to the great heroes like Jimmy, our Veteran of the Month. Hey, Mark Davis here with my friend John David Wells, and our Veteran of the Month, our 660 AM The Answer Patriot Mobile Veteran of the Month. He is Specialist 5, Jimmy Strait, out of Seagoville, Texas, and he has a lot to go through, and we're going to enjoy talking about this career and honoring Jimmy. JD, it's great to meet this man, isn't it?
He is a crew chief on at least in Vietnam, he was a crew chief in a Huey. He was a door gunner. Tell us a little bit about heading into country and finding yourself right next to an M60 and going out and fighting the war.
On my first flight as a crew chief, my first insertion, just in country, hadn't been in the company probably 10 days. And on our first insertion, it was called a hot landing zone, hot LZ.
Hot LZ.
And at this time, I was flying as a door gunner till I got kind of used to it before I actually was a crew chief. But anyway, I was on the right side of the helicopter, and we were coming down with the troops. And the aircraft commander came over the intercom system and said, "This is going to be a hot LZ, so be ready." So, okay, I'm ready. Well, all I knew about the M60 was you pull the trigger and you keep that bullet, the bullets from breaking off.
Right.
I knew how to do that. So right on, was coming across down through the treetops, we were told to commence firing. Okay, so I started firing my M60 and, shooting at the whatever, just to keep the enemy's heads down. That's what we were for, cover fire for what we were for. So we flare out, we land, and the infantry guys start jumping off. Well, I'm still firing the M60. Didn't know I was supposed to really quit at that time, but I was still firing, and they were getting there. And I remember one infantry guy kind of looking back up, like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
He was trying to get down. And I kept firing. We started taking off, and I was still shooting that M60, and barrels smoking and getting hot. And out my peripheral vision, I could see the aircraft commander going like this, it was so much excitement. I was so scared. I really couldn't hear what was going on. Just so much radio chatter. So I finally quit. All I hear is him cussing me out. God, I won't say what he said, but anyway.
We can pretty much figure it out.
I said, "Well, y'all just told me when to start. You didn't tell me when to stop."
I'm a following orders kind of guy.
Yeah, I had to learn the lesson the hard way. But nobody got hurt, and it's funny now, but it wasn't too funny back then.
Yeah, talk to us a little bit about the duty. I mean, it's that's quick tempo. That's quick tempo warfare, isn't it?
That's quick tempo. You learn real fast over there. But my duties as a crew chief on the helicopter was to maintain the aircraft, make sure it was always airworthy. Did the daily inspections in the morning, the post-flight inspection in the afternoon, check all the little panels you was talking about.
PMCS.
Yeah, there you go. And responsible for the helicopter itself, make sure it was well maintained and cleaned all the time. And sometimes cleaning it was a kind of a chore with all the different things that were left on it after, picking up wounded people and stuff.
Oh,
but
goodness gracious.
anyway,
It's 1969 and 1970, right?
1969 and
the
70.
hotbed of what, I'm 11 and 12. But this was when, back on these shores, it was not a popular war. It was too hard, it was too difficult to find people who appreciated what you were doing every day. That got better. It took way too much time for that to get better. But what was your Vietnam vet journey like when you came back? What was it like to come back after having been, and then the journey since, and seeing America kind of come? Well, Vietnam's still not popular, but you guys are a lot more popular because you were doing your duty, and it was a noble duty.
Yeah, when I came home, right before I came home, the day before I came home, we back up just a little bit, kind of give a little quick story. My last night in country, okay, I'm down supposedly a secure area in Long Binh area, spending the night, waiting to get on the flight the next morning. And of all places, I'm sleeping on the top bunk. Well, then when I was up in Tay Ninh, which is up in 3 Corps, right close to the Cambodian border. We slept almost on the ground. When we had rockets or mortars coming at night, we just roll off on the floor because you want to get as low as you can. Around sleeping on the top bunk in Long Binh, a secure place, going home the next day. We had a rocket attack of all times. Well, I roll off that bunk thinking I'm down here, and my knee hurts from hitting that concrete floor. Anyway, that's the scariest I've ever.
So dangling out the side of a helicopter, you're fine, but rolling out of bed on the that's the injury I just can't get past.
And that was the scariest I'd ever been in all Vietnam, because I'm going home. So anyway, we finally get out to the terminal, getting ready to come home on the airplane, and ready aboard, and they said, you walk to the plane. They opened the door. I was the first. I ran out as fast as I could and got on the airplane. But coming back home to the United States, and within 24 hours of that, I was home, y'all.
Yeah.
24 hours from that rock attack. I was home. I was in Seagoville, Texas, 24 hours later, approximately. When I got home, I didn't get the normal treatment like a lot of guys got. I guess because it's from the South, maybe.
You're coming home to Texas as opposed to coming home to San Francisco, coming home to New York.
Nobody spit on me. It's a good thing, I guess.
That's where the bar is set.
But,
And so we always ask with the Veteran of the Month what branch of service, and for you the answer is Army and Navy Reserves.
Navy.
And we ask what war, the answer is Vietnam and Gulf War, because you get in the Navy Reserves, and then you're in the Navy Reserves for like beginning of 80s to the beginning of the 90s, which, oh, by the way, that's going to be Desert Storm, and you get activated for that.
Yep, we sure
Tom,
did.
take us through that.
Well, being in the Navy Reserves, I was a crew chief on a DC-9 aircraft, C-9B we called it, tactical aircraft. It's like a 90-passenger, or we could haul cargo. Had a cargo door, we could haul pallets, had different configurations for it, out of Navy Dallas. And before Desert Storm, I was involved in Desert Shield for a couple of weeks, Thanksgiving. I volunteered for 2-week duty over there. In fact, let me back up to Liberia real quick. During the Liberian conflict in 1990, we were flying into Liberia hauling stuff. Well, we got called going back to where we're based out of to go to Seagoville, Sicily to pick up SEAL Team. We had no idea what it was about, so we get diverted, pick up SEAL Team 6. We take them into Israel, and what the deal was, that was 3 days after Saddam Hussein invaded. They invaded Kuwait the 2nd of August, and I think that was August the 5th. We took the first SEAL team of all of that whole war into Israel, so they went in through Jordan, the back door, to set up targets, what it was for.
Yikes.
So I was involved in that little incident. And, and during the Desert Shield operation, I volunteered again around Thanksgiving. Thought, well, I'll just, spend my Thanksgiving. I go to First Baptist Church of Dallas, and they had their academy, so I had all the kids write letters to the veterans.
Nice.
And at the time, my wife was president of the PTA Council in Mesquite. We lived at that time. Had all the kids from Mesquite write all. I had mail bags full of letters, so I took all those letters over there, and we distributed them out to the troops during Thanksgiving. So I thought, well, I did my duty for the war. By gosh, 2 days before Christmas that year, 2 days on the 23rd of December, we get activated. So here I get my green card again. I'm regular Navy now. And by the 28th of December, I'm back in a war zone again.
Well, I got to tell you, man, it is a pleasure and a privilege to meet you. Thank you so much for what you've done for this country, brother. It means a lot to me, man. Thanks.
These are the kind of stories we gather. Jimmy Strait, S-T-R-A-I-T. Yes, a relative of George, if you're asking. And but I'll tell you what, but we love him anyway, just for the service in not one but 2 wars.
I like George Strait.
Pride of Seagoville, Jimmy Strait, our Veteran of the Month from 660 AM The Answer and Patriot Mobile. Make sure you go to patriotmobile.com, see the incredible offers they have for people like Jimmy and for people like you and me and JD and all of us who support people like Jimmy. Conservative causes, from a cell phone company, the buy out of your current contract, incredible deals, you give up nothing, you're going to save some money. Same phone selection, Patriot Mobile, proud to partner with us at 660 AM The Answer for Veteran of the Month.
Call them right now, Patriot Mobile. Call them.
1-800-A-PATRIOT. We appreciate every month the 660 AM The Answer, Patriot Mobile, Veteran of the Month.